Are you ready for what I believe to be the best new player deck? And if not for new players, it could be for returning players. If not, it could be for anyone that wants to play a simple deck that absolutely dominates, that still has a lot of cool tips and tricks on top of it. Are you ready? Let's go.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
And this is it. True Draco with the newly unbanned Masterpiece. This card is an absolute monster. It is so much fun to play. You do not need an extra deck whatsoever. In fact, it's blank because it's supposed to be blank if you want to use a card like the Monarch Erupt. Only if you have no cards in the extra deck do you negate all monsters on the field, just like a Skill Drain. And similar to the Monarch's Erupt and Skill Drain, we also have Power Sink Stone. If you don't want to play this, you want to play something like a Solemn Judgment instead, that's a perfectly fine replacement to do so, and you will be able to help stop the opponent using, let's say, a disruption or a board breaker like Lightning Storm or Harpy Feather Dust or a Heavy Storm. All those would be good to stop with the Solemn Judgment instead. I am, at the moment, trying out this card, the Apophis Swamp Deity. This is a good way to, on the activation, it summons and negates right then and there. It doesn't summon then activate afterward, and it's only going to negate per other continuous trap you have. Other traps we're using is lose one turn. So I know you're thinking, cringe, floodgates. I have a duel. We should be showcasing it as the first duel, hopefully, where I win without using any floodgates. It's a good, fun deck to play even without the floodgates. And let's talk about why this is so good. It's 2950, 2950, and you tribute 2 cards to summon it. You could tribute your spells, your traps, or your monsters. So you have to choose between the 3 card types what you want to be unaffected by. If you tribute a monster and a trap, you're unaffected by monster and traps, and then the same thing happens with spells. Now, I would encourage you, I think the best way to summon this is on the opponent's turn, during their turn, not your own. And you could do so with the card like the True Draco Apocalypse or the True King's Return. They both have the ability of, during the opponent's main phase, perform a tribute summon. And if you tribute over the trap, you could pop a monster. If you tribute over a spell, you could pop a back row, in addition to gaining card type immunity from that type that you tribute with your Masterpiece. And you also have the very powerful Dynamite. This card was so good, it was banned. If the opponent activates anything whatsoever, you'll chain the Dynamite to set up a trap from your deck. And then you have the Ignis Heat. Similar to the Dynamite, if they activate anything, you'll chain to set up a spell from your deck. And you have very powerful cards like the True Draco Heritage and the Disciples. They allow you on your turn to perform an additional summon. So we look at the True Draco, it's good for 3 things. An additional summon, destroys a back row and sent to the graveyard in any way you contribute it, or if it gets popped. And then the third thing is the main effect, being that you could draw cards equal to the number of True Draco cards that are sent to the graveyard, the different card types. You send a spell and monster to the grave this turn, they could then activate this to draw 2 cards. That is crazy. And there's really not much else to say about the deck besides also the Masterpiece. I forgot to say this. Masterpiece has the quick effect of, during either player's turn, banish a card from the graveyard that's a continuous spell or trap to then pop a card on the field. It is targeting. I'm reading right now the effect requires it to be tribute summoned, so I think I incorrectly in the gameplay maybe said that you could True King's Return it back on the field and then use the effect. No, similar to the Masterpiece, all of them, their main effect is only usable if tribute summoned. So Reborn from the grave, you're just going to use it for tribute fodder or attacking into other Mad Lads with it. And there you go. Have fun. This is a lot of fun. Get your friends into the game through playing this deck, because all it requires is the ultra rare Masterpiece, and everything else is super free to play friendly and also very easy to play the deck. We out. Heritage. We're going to draw a card off of Heritage. Ready? So we're going to Heritage. Set up the True Draco Apocalypse. Oh no, he thinks I special summon. I have nothing in my extra deck. Oh no, he -1'd. Okay, we're gonna set the Apocalypse. And now let's activate to additional summon the Majesty Maiden. Come forth, tributes, and then we're gonna draw a card. Do not destroy, please. Hello? We good? We good? And now we're gonna Heritage, draw a card. Draw. Draw 1. Woo-wee! That's great. I'm gonna wait on the Masterpiece. Isn't it better to just wait? Why summon it early? I could make it unaffected from spells and traps, monster and spells, monster and traps. It's better to just wait. Just wait. Because you have the Apocalypse to summon it. I'm gonna wait. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. We wait. I could Majesty Maiden into a Dynamite. Dynamite into the other card, possibly. We could do stuff like that, right? The True King return, and then I could still get to it through that way. All right, focus. Focus. What can you do that we would be worried about? I still get the effects, thank you. All right, I'm gonna search my deck for a monster now. I'll search for Dynamite. Gotcha. Yep, yeah, buddy. Yes, that did happen. Sorry. Let's grab the Dynamite. It would be so greedy to summon Dynamite, right? Before the Masterpiece. What do? I got options. I got options. I could pop back row. I could pop that right now. And you know what? I feel like I should. I should pop it right now. Let's do that. Let's play this interesting, in an interesting way, yes? Let's use the effect to summon a Dynamite instead of the Masterpiece. Wake up. Wake up. You're losing a True Draco, I know. Brand new player. Easy to play deck. Easy to make. And now we Dynamite. We Dynamite using the Heritage. And that's gonna pop the back row. And then, if he activates any other card, which, I mean, you have to play the game, right? He's gotta do something. We then summon the Masterpiece. And then Masterpiece will probably, ooh, that's a mandatory trigger, mate. Let's go! We have Masterpiece summon whenever we want. We could summon Masterpiece now. Mandatory trigger, destroy all monsters he controls. There's none to destroy. Gotcha. That's crazy. And activate, and then we can now summon the Masterpiece whenever, which will pop a monster plus any other card in the field. We got pop 2, plus negate the whole field. Huh? How's this deck real? We negate you, right? I guess I erupt. The problem is if I negate, he's gonna surrender. I don't want him to surrender, so I'm going to use the True Draco return so that he does not surrender. Does that sound okay? I don't want to deal with the surrender. The erupt, he surrenders, we win, great. We already know we could do that, but we have to have gameplay where I actually summon the Masterpiece. Okay, Sinful Spoil, Subversion, that's fine. Let's additional summon. Come forth into Masterpiece. We're gonna tribute off the Apocalypse. Maybe we'll keep the return, right, to Reborn. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Masterpiece is here. We are top tier. We're going to be popping the Diablo Star, and we are going to pop the Subversion before it pushes us back. We don't want that to happen. Manish. Whitebait. Look how great this deck is. We're unaffected from monsters and traps. Huh? This is crazy. Now, I could have just flipped up the Erupts for an easier win. We don't want easy wins. The return recycles her effect, right? I could use her again. Would it have been better to tribute over the Dynamite? You have to summon it in defense, and it's a once per turn. Yeah, actually would have been better. Okay, we got plays. How big's her D? Wait, they're small. 1200 is the Dynamite. She's at 15, still big enough to be protected from battle, and it does wipe away her once per turn search. Very cool. Look, this dude's interested. you like what you see, huh? Okay. True Draco Heritage is here. If I, outside of the damage step, trigger the Volcanics to summon from the deck the Garunix, how big is Garunix? 27, 17, and then if destroy a battle, it will summon a monster from the deck, which will be negated by the Eruption. Okay, so I will just ensure that I will be able to activate my cards within the main phase. We're gonna be searching, right, for a monster instead of a trap. What do you think? Outside of the damage step, pop it. And what do I grab? Ignis Heat? Do we just have all the True Dracos on the field at once? this going to be a stun deck to go to for the Duelist Cup? Probably, but I think this is a really good deck for new players to go into. Just try to set aside your hatred for stun and know that a deck like this existing is good for new players getting into the game, making the game more accessible. And there's a lot more thought than just YOLOing with this deck. You're not just winning off of Floodgates. There's some cool plays to make, like summoning on their own turn. Heritage. We can pop to reduce, heritage to draw, into defense. So I will just set up the heritage here. Sure, we could pop it whenever we want with the Apocalypse. And I could even Apocalypse pop right now, right? When this card is destroyed by battle. So what you want to do here is we'll go to battle. We can Apocalypse, activate, destroy the return, which then wipes it out, not by battle, but by card effect. And we don't even have to flip up our Floodgate. Did I Floodgate this player? Yes or no? I did not. No Floodgates. No Floodgates in sight. We chillin'. I can trigger the Apocalypse and the Heritage. Like, you gotta be thinking right now, this is a cool deck. That's pretty cool. And we also draw a card. Let's get to it. Woo! Summon. I won't flip that, I promise, right? I think. I mean, unless I have to, right? 250 life, we shouldn't have to. I have non-target pop. Wait, this target pops, right? We have targeting pop. We could search for Ignis Heat with the Majesty Maiden. And then we could trigger the Apocalypse to pop whatever he summons. This is incredible. Garunix. Why is Majesty Maiden not activatable? When your opponent activates a card or effect while you control, she's not tribute summoned. Oh, right, okay, I forgot. It's only tribute summoned. Activate when only tribute summoned. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. That is fine. And is this the effect to wipe or does it activate again? If you do activate on field to destroy all monsters, we'll then be able to negate that, yeah. Wait, did I promise to not Floodgate? What do you think? Win without erupting? The Masterpiece was summoned with a monster, right? I think we Masterpieced with a monster. Yeah, buddy. I knew it. There was no chance it wasn't, right? All right. Well, we didn't Floodgate. We're not Floodgating. What now, mate? What now, mate? High King Avatar? Sure. Be my guest. Okay. The monster we reborn from the graveyard is not going to have any relevant effects here. You swing into your death, yes? Let's go. Let's go. What? Hey, what are you doing? Get back here. All right, Masterpiece unaffected from monsters and traps. Easy win. Oh, you're doing that thing again? Okay, you will actually destroy Kieran, which will then destroy a card in the field. Like, I could and should negate, but I don't want to. Kieran's gonna summon and pop. Okay. What are you popping? I'm unaffected from monsters. You cannot make me Floodgate. I won't do it. I ain't Floodgating. Bro, come on, man. You know better. You just tried to pop my Masterpiece? Ain't no way. Okay, come on. Yep. Pop, search, Garunix, summon that and attack. I dare you. Do it. Don't be a wussy. Into attack. Attack position. Come on. We finally have a duel. Yes! You are an attack. Boost yourself up. Do it. You need it. Arvata, Reborn, 36. Ain't nothing. That's nothing. That is nothing. Reborn, sure. What now? I could summon Ignis, trigger the True Draco, pop a card. I mean, instead of just telling you, I'll just do it, right? Let's target. Does this work for Monster also? Wow, Monster also. So I could tribute a monster to then get the effect of the Heritage to additional draw. So let's summon over you. We'll keep all our back row, I guess. That's pretty good. And then the Heritage, draw a card. Yup. Come to me, +1 off the top of the deck. I can't fit my skill drain, mate. We're gonna have to make room. 24, you're gonna be reduced, mate. Get reducing, get reducing, get reducing. Dumage step. Activates. Get poppin', mate. Pop the return. Rah. Deuce. Pop a card in the field, I'll take you out. Sure, sure, sure. Lethal damage. We got a deck. We got a deck. This is a deck. Is this a deck? This is a deck. I didn't floodgate. Did I floodgate? No. No floodgate. We have a deck. This is a deck. Holy moly. One of the best ways to beat Tenpai is to play Solemn Judgment. I don't have Solemn Judgment in the deck to make it cheaper, but if you want to make the deck possibly better, Solemn Judgment probably is the way. What do you think about that? Solemn Judgment being the way. Dragonic Diagram. He's got max C. So I'm going to get rid of the return. I'm going to grab this. Masterpiece is not a max C is not a problem for this deck, correct? We're going to try to win just off skill drain. I could chainlink one Apophis, chainlink two skill drain to negate, right? Right? Am I right? Couldn't this negate Lightning Storm? They activate Lightning Storm. I then chainlink one, chainlink two, skill drain, Lightning Storm gets negated. So this is actually just perfect. I'm going to skill drain you. It is not negate? What do you mean? Negate the effects of face-up cards. What am I not reading? Negate the effects of a face-up card your opponent controls up to the number of continuous traps you control. Negate. It did negate Dark Hole for you? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because you summoned it without a continuous trap being face-up. That's why. You have to have a face-up continuous trap to have the negate. Now, I could have popped this early. Main phase. I could only use this in the main phase, right? During the opponent's main phase, can I get to summon this? Okay, so I have to do it now, then pop this, right? We gotta do it now. We gotta do it now. Okay. 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 Let's go. Let's go. Let's get Masterpiece. And the Swamp Deity is going to die. I have to tribute it off because it's not the good thing. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, buddy. We got our Masterpiece. So we got the True Draco Heritage and our Masterpiece. We're going to set up a continuous trap that we want to tribute off. And that card, I'm going to be tributing off the Apocalypse. We're going to keep the Power Sync Stone. And we want to activate the Heritage to perform an additional summon. So as you can see here, we have a normal summon. We're going to additionally summon our Masterpiece. Tribute 2 to summon, come forth. 1 and 2. I could have drawn a card with the Heritage if I wanted to, but we're going to keep it just like this. I don't want to draw into another True Draco. I'm happy with these back row cards. Now, this is activating to target one monster in the field and destroy it, but the Draco Slaying Masterpiece is unaffected by spells and traps. So we could activate it, destroy our own monster, right? Or did I just misplay? Let's see. Loy Boy. Wait, he's confused. He's like, huh? What? You summon Masterpiece. Okay, he then chains Valor and it does die. Well, we're going to set up the Apophis and we're not going to pop it. We're going to set up the Power Sync Stone and let's go. Back to you. We are completely unaffected by spells and traps, but monsters will be a problem. Now to deal with the monsters, we have Power Sync Stone, which this card could be very confusing. Flip it up early in the draw phase, and then from there, I'll explain what to do. Get the Power Sync up and early, wait for it to resolve. It's gotta resolve, it's gotta turn yellow. See, not yellow yet, not yellow, come on, wake up. Loy Boy, he's reading. Maybe I could read it to you also. Every time a monster effect is activated, we put a spell counter onto this. And after 2 monster effects activate, any other monster will now be negated. So what this means is, if you have a monster activating on Chainlink 1, you then activate a monster effect on Chainlink 2, you activate another monster effect on Chainlink 3, 3 will go through, 2 will go through, 1 will be negated. And any monster from here on out on the field will be negated by the Power Sync Stone. Full negate. So let's see what happens. If he activates his special summon Chandra, that's going to be 1 counter on the Power Sync Stone. And you could wait for them to activate a monster effect to get negating. So we read the Power Sync Stone also more clearly. While you have 2 spell counters, neither player could even attempt to activate the effects of face-up monsters on the field, and they are also negated while on the field. Now, the Sengen Summoning will protect their monsters from this, right? No. This will negate even through the protection of Sengen Summoning. We got Pydra activating. Sure, that's fine. And now we're going to have 1 counter on the Power Sync Stone. I'm going to wait for them to activate a monster effect, and then I'm going to chain the Masterpiece to pop a card, like let's say the Sengen Summoning. He's grabbing another Sengen Summoning. Okay, sure. 2950. What is the play? What is the way? Come to me. Are we in a good spot? If he gets bigger than 2950, we may be in trouble, actually. And I think I would maybe want to wait for the battle phase, but then the Power Sync Stone's going to negate our own master. We're actually unaffected from the Power Sync Stone, right? It says neither player can activate, so it's affecting the player, me. I cannot activate the effect of the Masterpiece. He's negating me with a spell. Well, I attributed a spell to summon the Masterpiece, so I'm unaffected. Okay. Reduce? Nothing, no reduction. I'm not negated. I'm still alive. We're good. We're fine. Okay. Now we're going to Chandra Special Summon. And I could pop the field spell, but then he has another copy of the field spell anyway. So I guess we just kind of pass. We pass, and he does his thing. We can't pop the Pydra, but his monsters will be negated. Get negated, mate. Get the second Power Sync Stone. Now, we could use the Apophis. This states that you could special summon this card and then negate the effects of face-up cards up to the number of continuous traps. So if I wanted to, I could have Masterpiece Chainlink 2, Apophis Chainlink 3, negate the field spell and pop the Pydra. But I feel confident that we don't have to do that, right? We should be fine. Bident Dragon can't reborn. End of the main phase. Okay. Main phase 2. Yep, just checking. I can't activate. That's right. You can't do it. Gotcha. All right. End of the main phase. Nicely done. Power Sync Stone is now going to be removing its counters. And that's going to be every single turn. All right. What could that back row card be? Monarchs Erupt. Sure. Let's see. What's good? What's good? I think we'll just blanket activate this and see what happens from there, right? Let's banish the Heritage from the graveyard. And let's get non-target poppin'. Yeah, I could take out the back row, but I'm unaffected from spell and traps anyway. So what I could do is simply take out the Chandra, and then we'll take out the Pydra. We don't have to worry about a synchro in the battle phase, right? Let's wipe this out. But without going second, set your Floodgates and pass. And then hopefully you Floodgate them. I have the Monarchs Erupt right now, which requires no cards in my extra deck in order to have up on the field. There you go. Let's go. Monarchs Erupt negates everything. Power Sync Stone negates everything. Lloyd boy, let's go. Let's do it. Dragonic Diagram. Let's get to it. Let's do it. Yes. Yes, right? Let's grab this, but don't summon it yet. Now, we are tributing over this, but if they activate anything, we'll have another one, and then the other one will tribute over the Dynamite and the Trap to summon Masterpiece, which will be unaffected by monsters, and then we win. All right? So this is a very important new player tip for this deck. That Dynamite turn 1 is actually better than just summoning the Masterpiece, right? Dynamite's better. But you do want to have Masterpiece in your hand. We have Skill Drain, negate everything. We have Dynamite set up a trap in the back row to then summon the Masterpiece. We can then pop a card in the field. I feel really good about this. All right, let's do it now. Let's fire it off. Boom, bam. Dynamite, yes. Dynamite set up the True Draco Apocalypse instead of the Return. Return reborns from the graveyard. I don't think we will need to do that, right? You could. Is it safer to just have the True King, maybe? Let's have the True King. So let's say something happens to Dynamite. I could reborn it back in the field, then activate the True King's Return to then summon the Masterpiece over the Dynamite and the Return, pop a monster in the field, pop another card in the field, be unaffected by monster effects and trap effects, and negate the whole field of monsters. If you have a friend that doesn't play Yu-Gi-Oh!, would you not hand them this deck? I think so. Let's go. Let's go. This is their deck. This is their D. This is it. This is it. Activate. Let's flip up the Erupt, mate. Let's get erupted. Erupt. With no extra deck, your monsters are now negated. Negate. And we do have to have a Tribute Zone monster to keep this available. You want to keep plussing off of the Dynamite, right? So what happens if he does nothing? Do we still summon the Masterpiece, pop a card? Each time a Tribute Summon would be destroyed, we don't care. Destroy one other card you control or in your hand. Easy win. Erupt. Additional summon. Pop a monster. Pop a card. Unaffected from traps and monsters. Let's go. We start in the streak. Power Sink Stone. All right. He does have the ability to special summon for the back row, then disrupt us. I can Dragonic Diagram. Maybe he tries to disrupt that, possibly. Maybe. I think I want to grab the spell. The problem with the spell is Auxiliary states face-up cards cannot be destroyed that are in the back row. The field spell states cannot be destroyed while you control a Centurion monster card. Okay. So I think we pop the Majesty Maiden for the spell. And we Heritage. Heritage is going to be for good draws, right? We could draw at least one off of this. Maybe draw two if we tribute off the Apocalypse. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm afraid of what to commit here. I think we activate Heritage and Apocalypse set. We activate to additional summon the Dynamite. Ideally, he activates something. We chain Dynamite to set up another trap. Then we just, with our normal summon a Masterpiece. The Heritage is multiple things. It is an additional summon. It is pop a back row. And it is draw 1 to 2 cards this turn. It's 3 things on this continuous spell. Can we pull off any of those 3 things? Let's find out. Your opponent's monster is activated. Banish the entire field. Okay. We're just going to go for additional draws. Even though the Apocalypse isn't out to the Supernova, I'm going for the win. We got to win this. Apocalypse, pop Auxilla. This only triggers off of, not trigger, but activates in response to a monster effect. Now we Heritage draw 2. Ooh-wee! That's a big draw. Does Power Sink negate the effect? Wait. Oh, you had to pop it on the field. It's only draw 1. Okay. True Draco card sent from the field. So popping from the hand did not count. Understandably so. Power Sink Stone. While this card has 2 spell counters, neither player can activate, and also they're negated. You'll be negated. You'll straight up be negated. Monster effect. If I activate, he banishes their whole field. That'd be bad. That'd be very bad. If I activate, I get 2. So here's how the Power Sink Stone works. I activate to put a second counter on it. It only works on the resolution. So he'll chain to my chain and banish my whole field. I promise you that's how it works. I promise you. I promise you. Okay, I could damage step him. What are we popping in the damage step in the back row? What are we popping? What are we popping? What are we popping? We could pop a back row, maybe the Phalanx. Do we know which one the Phalanx is? Reduce? Which one? Which one's the Phalanx? Do we know? I don't know what it is. Oh, yes, we got it. Gotcha. All right, we're good. We're good. So I want you to understand that the Power Sink Stone gains the stone on the resolution of the effect. So the second monster effect will not be negated. And then once it resolves without being negated, you gain that second Power Sink Stone, and then everything's negated. So if I activate, then he chains to my activation. Their effect will not be negated, and mine will. I will get negated if he chains a monster effect to this. This is where if he chains a monster effect, you negate me. Or imperm. Do I dodge the imperm? What do you think? Yeah, I mean, it's too cool to not do it. I mean, it's like the coolest thing ever. I got to do it. I got to do it. It's way too cool to not do it. Let's go. Dodge it. Pop it. Masterpiece is here. Unaffected by monster, unaffected by trap. Set up the true Draco return. I think this is safer, right? If we lose our Masterpiece, we can reborn it and still pop cards on the field. And let's activate the trap, take out the Primera. Pop. Pop it. Pop it. Pop it, pop it. Every monster is negated now, except mine. I'm unaffected. I am unaffected. Wait, the player. But the face-up effect of it being unaffected is still active. Do you understand that? So it's affecting the player and the monster. I'm the player that can't activate Masterpiece, but the Masterpiece is not negated by the trap because it's unaffected by traps. So I'm half affected. Half. I can't pop that field spell with the Masterpiece, unfortunately. Neither player can activate, but the monsters are also negated. All right, we good. This is negated. Whatever he summons is negated. End of the main phase. This is only main phase, I think. Right. During main phase, no. Target, I could summon it during the end phase? Okay, let's end phase. Main phase is the additional summon. Whatever the effect's gone, so it doesn't matter. That's fine. Sure. Yes! Let's go! 5 wins.